Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada, where the sun is shining and the weather is warm. I hope that everybody has had a great week so far. Welcome Nipa. Hi Shushi Shubi, Riyadh. Good to see many of our regular students, subscribers, and our members. Hi Angel, Elizabeth, Fuang, and welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Students, this is an IELTS speaking class, so make sure to speak, copy, repeat, use your English. Listening is a good first step. Take the second step, copy and repeat what I say. As I just mentioned, I'm from Western Canada, so I speak a West Coast style of English that you would hear along the west coast of North America, all the way from Alaska down to California. We have a kind of a very similar style with some slight differences, but similar styles. Pronunciation will sound very much the same. So this is going to be a focus on part one of the speaking. We will be talking about spending time in nature. And of course, Canada has a lot of nature, but there is, of course, a lot of beautiful nature all over the world, fortunately, and we should protect and safeguard. This material, everybody, these lessons, they're powered by our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. These websites have our practice exams, lesson videos, interactive courses, and even the ability to speak to each other. So we will be using this website in a little bit. This is aehelp.com. You can join the premium IELTS package by clicking that big red button that's just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It does not cost a lot of money and is extremely helpful for your IELTS preparation. We're an IDP affiliate, British Council partner, IELTS test registration center, and we help thousands of students every month to succeed on their IELTS exams. You can check out their testimonials there. For the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com, green background, big red button just behind me there. Again, one-time payment, you click it, you're on your way. So we're going to use the academic version shortly to talk to viewers and to assess their speaking band score and to give strategy and feedback. And you can use this code DANCE9 for a 10% discount on the premium IELTS when you sign up on those websites. So DANCE9, it's coming from our latest video where a candidate talks about dancing for part one. You can of course get our apps from your app stores. Academic IELTS Help for the academic students. Make sure you know which version of IELTS you need to take. Okay, UKVI is usually the general IELTS for immigration purposes. Academic is usually for university, sometimes for work. You need to know which one you're going to take. The speaking section, it's the same for both. Okay, whether you're going to live in a country, going to study in a country, or work in a country, you need to understand good communication, and that's what the speaking section is measuring, your communication in English. Not just your English, but your communication in English. Okay. Instagram is IELTS _ AEHelp and GIELTS Help. Check out those IG profiles. They've got lots of great materials, vocabulary. We've got some really funny reels even there for you to have a good laugh with, especially if you check out some of the idiom reels that I've done in the past. I'll do some more of those. Those were fun. And if you have a question, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com, admin@aehelp.com. Sanjay, I'm not sure if you're asking me. Sanjay is saying, what are your thoughts on finishing universities for masters? So Sanjay, I guess you're asking me like where you should go for a master's degree. So your choice of masters really depends. So where to go, right? It really depends on your field of study. So what do you want to do, right? And your supervisor. So if you have a supervisor for masters, you should pick your university based on your supervisor, in my opinion. So look at the research that they did, look at how much they interest you, their science, their thinking, and then try to pick based on a supervisor, not on the course or the university. If you do not need a supervisor, then you need to assess the course and the university and make a decision. Okay. If you have questions about immigration, about going for a master's degree, you can also send an email. We'll happily answer. All right. You've got writing and speaking help on the websites. You're going to see some of that today. And you've got our books on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon, you can get our books. Just search for AE Helps Academic IELTS, GE Helps General IELTS, and you'll find them there. Okay. All right. There are a lot of great schools, Palnadu, in the world where you can study for a master's or a PhD. Of course, you have to earn your position in those schools. And again, don't just pick a school because it's famous. You should pick a school because it has the right program for you. Students, we've got lots of live classes this week. So speaking part 1 right now, everybody will be able to join the chat, give answers. Then we've got reading for our members tomorrow, a little bit earlier from this class. And then about the same time as this class, we'll have listening part 1 and 2 for subscribers. So it's free, it's easy. Subscribe to the channel and you will get notifications of these live classes, and you can join the subscribers chat class. That's tomorrow for listening. And then we've got speaking part 2 for members and speaking part 3 for everyone. So lots going on there. This is our latest video release where a candidate does a fantastic job in the speaking interview of the IELTS exam. Check that out. There. Okay, let's get into it. So IELTS speaking interview. So the speaking section, it's an interview. It's separate from the listening, reading, writing. The speaking takes 12 to 15 minutes to complete from start to finish. It's professional, it's formal, and it's top level communication. Your job is to show your best self, smile, be energetic, like me, okay? Be full of pepper. That's what you want to do. Shahana, don't be afraid to speak. Voice yourself. That's the expression. Voice yourself. Let the world hear you. Make a mark. Okay? Don't be shy. It's important to be confident. Be humble. Don't be shy. Okay? All right. So you go to your IELTS speaking exam. You show up 1 hour before. You talk only in English. You talk to other people in English. You build your confidence. You find some other people who are waiting for their exam. You say, "Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm here for the IELTS speaking exam. Are you here for the speaking exam?" They'll say, "Yes, I'm also here for the speaking exam." And then you can say, "Well, that's fantastic. I heard it's a really good idea to practice some questions before the speaking test. Would you like to do that with me?" "Why, sure, that's a great idea. Thanks for asking. Where can we go?" "Let's go find a quiet bench or corner somewhere where we can sit. I've got some questions with me. I can ask you a couple, and then you can ask me a couple. How does that sound?" "Well, that sounds fantastic. Let's do it." "All right, I can already feel that we're going to get a better band score." "Yes, we will. Let's go." Okay, that's what it should sound like. All right, something like that. Before you go and actually talk to the examiner. So talk to another person, practice your speaking. 1 hour before your test starts, show up early. Okay? All right, that's what you got to do. So then 20 minutes before your speaking interview, you go into a room, they take your picture, you show your passport, you take off your smartwatch, you get rid of your cell phone, all that jazz, and then you take your pencil, your pen, bottle of water, make sure you have that. It's a really good idea. And yourself and all of the strategies that you practice before you're speaking, and you go in and there will be an examiner kind of like me. They'll probably have a suit and a tie. Oftentimes they do. They're very professional. They're there to do their job. You should dress at least semi-formal. Don't go in with a raggedy t-shirt if you don't have to, okay? I understand that, you know, some people don't have formal clothing, and that's okay. But if you have, you know, like a proper shirt and pants and such, then present yourself, because it's not just for the examiner, it's for you as well, to show that you're confident and you mean business. Okay, all right, so like as if you're going to a job interview, same kind of appearance. Okay, all right, and then the examiner will welcome you and they will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are conducting this exam in Toronto. The time right now is 15 o'clock. This is exam center 97QR8. Candidate number 97211226. Let's begin. May I see your identification? Okay, so nice and quick here. I really want to get into the more specific questions with you today. So we'll breeze over these introductory questions. I will give you a little bit of insight on how to start off your introduction. You're not getting marked on the introduction, but you are getting marked on the introduction, okay? That's because first impressions matter. And a Band 8, Band 9 IELTS candidate can introduce themselves well without mistakes. Okay, so you're not getting marked, but the examiner's brain is moving, it's thinking. Okay, it doesn't turn off. Right? So, may I see your identification? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Anonymous. I caught that out of the corner of my eye. You got your overall band 7. That's awesome. You are most welcome. Anonymous, you were a member for such a long time too. Send me an email. I would love to get your email testimonial. Okay, we can put you up as anonymous on the website if you want. Okay, thanks Carolina for helping with that instruction. Okay, all right. Lydia has this answer for this question. Again, repeat after me, students. May I see your identification? Lydia says, yes, gladly. Here's my identification that I used to register for the IELTS exam a few weeks ago. Please have a look. Perfect. Fluent, clear, original, natural, respectful. That's the kind of answer we want. Okay. Mingmar has this answer. Also very good. It doesn't have to be super long, but it should be longer than just a yeah, sure. Okay. So Mingmark says, yes, gladly. Here's my passport that I used to register. Good. Okay. It doesn't have to be much longer than that. That's fine. That could be a Band 9 start. But it shouldn't be a yes here. Or yes, please. Definitely not. Okay? All right. Next question. What is your full name? Okay. Now, you have to hold your passport when you're answering this, and they're going to kind of look at you. Okay? So, what is your full name? Malhar, we do have lots of listening and reading, especially on the website, but on the YouTube channel as well. Check out those playlists, okay? All right. Lanks. Lanks says, so my first name is Enayatullah and my surname is Amin. Please refer to me by the short form of my first name, Inayat. Okay, yeah, good, yeah. Lanks, it's good. In a natural context, we wouldn't really start the sentence with so. It's a little bit awkward to, it's not completely wrong, but it's a little bit awkward to say to someone, so my first name is, it's kind of like, okay. So just start with mine. My first name is Anayatullah and my surname is Amin. Please refer to me And you can make this shorter. So please call me Inayat for short. Okay, you can say it like that as well. It's okay the way you did it, but you can do it like that also. Okay? All right, good. So again, for that question, what is your full name? Give a nice full sentence. The word full should almost be like a signal light. It should almost be like a beacon, a flashing beacon that basically is when you hear full name, it should be like a light that's going beep beep beep. Okay, to remind you that full name also means full sentence. Okay, all right, full sentence. If you weren't speaking in full sentences until this point, then definitely you should be like, oh, I need to be fluent. If I'm not fluent, then fluency isn't just speaking quickly. Fluency is speaking clearly and with detail. Okay. All right. And then next question. Do you work or study? Give me a nice full sentence answer for that one. Okay. Malhar. Malhar has this answer for us. I currently study at Shivaji University on IMLC College, and currently I'm pursuing my LLB degree there, and I'm working as a legal intern in law office. Okay, Malhar, not bad. Students, when you use acronyms, okay, so if you plan to use acronyms, okay, acronyms means the first letter of each word. Okay, so for example, like ASAP, meaning as soon as possible. Okay, the acronym is ASAP. So if you plan to use acronyms, use the full phrase first. Okay, so use the full expression first. Okay, because Malhar, I'm sure you know what IMLC means. It's something like law college, I'm guessing. And you said, I'm currently pursuing my LLB, something law, bachelor's degree, legal law, bachelor's, something like that. I'm guessing from what you're saying, but I don't understand it clearly because I'm not a law student and I don't live where you live, so I don't really know what IMLC and LLB mean. So it's not useful communication. So you have to say those, okay? So if you plan to use acronyms, then definitely say the full expression, okay, first, so it's clear. Okay. All right. So acronyms are all right. You can use them. Just make sure that you make it clear at first, okay? All right, Alex has this answer. Hi, Romelia. I just saw you there commenting on the word acronym. All right. And so Alex says, currently I'm pursuing my Bachelor's of Business Administration. Good. From SAP College. Okay, what is SAP College? And also doing a part-time job as a Pizza Hut executive. Ooh, fancy. Not even a delivery person, but Pizza Hut executive. Good. All right. Good. So clear, fluent answers there. Again, lots of acronyms in the world today. When you're talking to another person, don't just use the acronym, because in some ways you're belittling them by not telling them what the word is, thinking that they should know it. Okay? All right. Next question. Where do you live? Okay, so far so good, everybody. So this is the start, right? So the examiner says, may I see your identification? What is your full name? Do you work or study? Where do you live? Husanpreet Kaur says this for us in the chat. Husanpreet says, I live in Galib Kalan. It is a small town which is situated nearby Jagraon in the northern part of India. Husanpreet, very good. Okay, that's a great answer. Clear, accurate. Okay, capitalize the proper nouns, the name of cities and towns. Okay. All right, especially countries. All right. And one other addition that I definitely recommend here when you're dealing with this question of where do you live is your actual residence. Okay, so I live in a 5-bedroom detached home. Okay. So just a little sprinkle, just a little more, just making sure it's a band 9. Okay, Husanpreet. So I live in Galib Kalan. It is a small town which is situated nearby Jagraon in the northern part of India. I live in a 5-bedroom detached home. Good. Okay, you might even add with my 2 brothers and my parents, right? Phuong has this answer for us. Phuong says, well, currently I reside in a 2-bedroom apartment with my best friend Lily, which is located in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City, one of the biggest cities in the southeast of Vietnam. Okay, Phuong, just a little bit of adjustment here. Overall, it's not a bad answer, and in speaking, we don't always have perfect grammar, but you do have to be careful. So let's look at this. Well, currently I reside. Reside is a nice paraphrase for live. That's good. Okay. In a 2-bedroom. Bedroom is one word. Apartment with my best friend Lily, which is located. You can't do this, especially not in writing. Okay. In speaking, we might kind of be like, yeah, okay, we'll let it go. But in writing, definitely not, Phuong. Your best friend Lily is not located anywhere, all right? Your apartment, which is located, okay? Now, in writing, you would have to have a comma after apartment and after Lily to show that you're adding this part with my best friend Lily between the actual statement of in a 2-bedroom apartment, which is located in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. Now, to make this clear, so you have to be careful with these additive clauses like with my best friend Lily. Okay. So here in speaking, just so you don't confuse your listener, you should say, well, currently I reside in a 2-bedroom apartment with my best friend Lily. The apartment is located in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. It's not Lily that's located there, right? That's why that which is, you have to be very careful in speaking with that. The person will make sense. They'll realize that you're talking about the apartment and not the individual, but it requires attention and thinking. Okay, so if you want to, consider like what is a band 9, right? So in band 9 communication, in band 8 to band 9 communication, your goal is to give clear, detailed information to answer the question without going off topic, while making it as easy as possible for the examiner to understand your thoughts. Create images and do not expect the examiner to think about what you're saying. Try to figure out what you are saying. So that actually connects to what I was talking about before with the acronyms, right? Like when a person says, I'm pursuing an LLB degree, or when a person says that I go to SAP college, right? You're making the listener think, okay? Good communication, you do not make the listener think about what you're saying. You might get them to think about the context of what it is, but not unnecessarily, right? You want your listener to effortlessly understand what you're saying. And that's where pronunciation, grammatical accuracy, vocabulary, word choice, and the actual words that you're using, right? So what you're actually saying come in very importantly into the picture. Okay, so visual communication, using numbers to communicate, right? So you want the examiner to effortlessly understand what you are saying. Okay, that's the key here. Everybody got that? Thumbs up. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying by you want the examiner to effortlessly understand your thoughts in detail? Okay, everybody got that? Angel says yes. Like you can't be like, oh, why don't you understand me? That's your problem. Oh, no, that's your problem, right? Okay, I'm getting lots of thumbs up now. Thanks, Angel, Carolina, Domenico, AJ. Yeah. Okay, good. So effortlessly. All right, so those introductory questions out of the way. By this time, you are moving nice and steady, and you are confident. You know that you are meant to be there, and you're there to get a great score. Okay? All right. So the examiner says, let's talk about spending time in nature. Who was it? I think it was Domenico. You said you had a topic on ice cream, right? You can't predict the topic. It can be any topic. It could be talk about nature, talk about ice cream. Okay. So the examiner will just say, let's talk about spending time in nature. No, you cannot ask for the examiner to change the topic. You can't say, I live in the middle of a city. I never go to nature. Can we talk about something else? The examiner, no. Okay. So first question, do you enjoy spending time in nature? Why or why not? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Kamaboko, good to see you back in the class. Kamaboko says, yes, certainly. I frequently go to local parks as they are full of plants and trees, and they are a great stress buster for me as it relaxes my mind and provide an escape route from my busy schedule. Okay, question. How much time does Kamaboko spend in nature? How many hours a week? We don't know. Kamaboko, use numbers. So yes, certainly I frequently go to local parks at least 3 to 4 times a week as they are full of plants and trees and they are a great stress buster for me. You don't need as it relaxes my mind because great stress buster, if you're using that, it means that you're relaxed when you go there. So don't repeat yourself, students, okay? Great stress buster for me and provide an escape from my busy 9 to 5 schedule. I went to Central Park yesterday for 2 hours to unwind. Okay, not unwind myself, just to unwind. Okay, So this is your band 6 to band 9. Okay, the first response, Kamaboko, had some mistakes, had some awkward language, had some repetition, and was lacking detail. We fixed all that, and now we have a band 9. Yes, certainly, I frequently go to local parks at least 3 to 4 times a week, as they are full of plants and trees, and they are a great stress buster for me and provide an escape from my routine 9 to 5 schedule. I went to Central Park yesterday for 2 hours to unwind. Okay. All right. Kishan has this answer for us. Kishan says, actually, I generally hang out with my friends in the evening at Garter. So during that time, I spend time with flowers and trees as well. I literally spend 2 and 3 hours. By doing this, I enjoy a lot of maybe nature is the end of that. Okay. It's not bad, Kishan. So this would be about a band 5 to 6 if you said it fluently. Okay. All right. So let's change it. We don't double on leading expressions. So actually and I generally is kind of the same. So you'd want to just go with one there. Okay. So I generally hang out with my friends in the evening at a garden. So during that time, I spend time. Okay, time, I spend time. Notice that, time, I spend time. It's awkward, okay? So during that time, I am in nature with flowers and trees. As well, I literally spend 2 and 3 hours. Again, that's a little bit strange. For about 2 to 3 hours, not 2 and 3 hours, okay? 2 to 3 hours. By doing this regularly, I enjoy a lot of nature, okay? Now it's at least a band 8. All right? So some important changes there. Pay attention. Okay, next question. Here we go, students. Keep going because very soon you will have a chance to volunteer and speak with me. Next question. What are some activities you like to do when you are in nature? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. What are some activities you like to do when you are in nature? Okay, now I'll give you a little hint. It's not one activity, it's activities. Really pay attention to those plurals. You need to say at least 2 activities when you have that S. Okay. All right. All right, Jamil. So Jamil says, there is enormous thing that I do in nature with my friends. Sometimes we play soccers and sometimes we riding bikes. Okay, so Jamil, this is about a band 4.5. Okay, before correction. Okay, it lacks clarity. It's a little bit awkward in grammar and word use. There's a lack of detail, so it's hard to get a high band score with this kind of answer. You need to fix this, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this idea in a high band format, okay? There are several sports that I enjoy in nature with my friends. At times, we play soccer in the nearby park, and at other times, we ride our bikes in the hills. just yesterday we went for a great mountain bike ride with two of my friends at Blue Peak Mountain. Okay, so that would be your band 9 version of that. Okay, where you have clarity. Notice how I replace the word thing with the word sports. Okay, because it sounds like you're doing sports in nature. All right, always find that better word. So there are several sports that I enjoy in nature with my friends. At times we play soccer in the nearby park, and at other times we ride our bikes in the hills. Just yesterday we went for a great mountain bike ride with two of my friends at Blue Peak Mountain. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go to the next question. So detail students, don't use the word things, something, sometime. Okay, here we go. How often do you have the opportunity to spend time in nature? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay. How often do you have the opportunity to spend time in nature? Okay. Malhar has this answer. I always try to visit there at least one in a week, securing time for myself away from daily routine of college and office. Rather, rest is dependent on my friends, which has accompanied with me over there. Okay, this would be a band 3, Malhar. The reason why is I don't understand what you're saying. I have difficulty understanding your intent, okay? So I feel that you're trying to express yourself, but there are so many grammatical and word choice mistakes that it's actually quite tricky to understand specifically what you're saying. So I guess what you're trying to say, Malhar, is I usually get at least one chance each week to break away from my daily routine of college and office responsibilities. And then the next part gets quite confusing for me, but I'm going to try to make sense of it, Malhar. Okay, this also depends on my friends who I hang out with and who go with me to nature. Okay, I think that's the second part, but you have to really be careful to make sure that what you're saying makes sense. If the examiner cannot understand what you're saying, they will interrupt you and just go to the next question. Okay. All right. Domenico has this answer for us. Well, I try to make time for nature whenever possible, but it depends on my schedule and commitments since I'm currently preparing for the IELTS exam. But that said, I usually take relaxing walks along the beach over the weekend. Okay. It's nice, Domenico. Nice composition. All right. So we know that you go at least on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Students, really pay attention to the question, right? So here the question is, how often do you have the opportunity to spend time in nature? Now, when I hear the word opportunity, it means chances, right? So that depends on a couple of factors. Firstly, how much I like nature. Secondly, how close nature is to where I live. And thirdly, how much time I have for nature, right? So I can say, for instance, fortunately, I have at least a couple of hours in the evenings and lots of time on the weekends to visit nearby parks and forests. So I have many opportunities to go to nature. Since I like being outdoors, I take advantage of these opportunities and go as often as I can. Okay? So think about it, right? Think about your context. Fortunately, I have at least a couple of hours in the evenings and lots of time on the weekends to visit nearby parks and forests. So I have many opportunities to go to nature. Since I like being outdoors, I take advantage of these opportunities and go as often as I can. Okay, make sure that you're repeating, everybody. So when you see me write a sentence like this and say it, make sure to repeat it. Okay. All right. So students, we're making some good headway. Okay, means we're advancing nicely. And now I want to speak with you for real, which means hearing your voice, hearing your pronunciation, your fluency, your accent, and giving you a band score estimate. So giving you an idea of what you can expect to get on the IELTS speaking test, and then giving you some feedback on what you're doing well and what you need to improve. To volunteer for speaking, everybody, here are the steps. And if you check the chat, Carolina has already kindly put the steps into the chat, so check that out. So you can register free or paid user at aehelp.com. Okay. And then you go to your My Student account, Student Partner Speaking, enable your microphone, check your system, make sure it works. Okay. So this is the website here. This is aehelp.com. Okay. aehelp.com. All right. Go there. Then you can join the premium version of the course by clicking the big red button right there. It's a good idea. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. Then you go to your My Student account. In your My Student account, you will find your computer-based practice exams, your full online interactive course, your study books, lesson plans, lesson videos, okay, for reading, writing, listening, not just speaking. Then you will also find this Student Partner Speaking button that's right there. You click on it. Okay, you accept the terms, and you open up a window with your peers and other people who are IELTS candidates and want to practice and study. And you will see premium students like Salama here, and you will see some members that might be familiar like Angel. You'll see some classmates like Kamaboko. Okay, so lots and lots of beautiful individuals to practice your English with. Okay, now use a headset if you have it, and then volunteer. The way you volunteer is you click this blue button next to my handle. You're going to see my handle as master. Okay, all right, once you click on that, you can send me a message like, I want to volunteer, or I want to try, and then we can interact. So here, let me see if Kai, our premium student, is here. Kai says, my exam is on the 9th of July. Okay, Kai, are you ready? Let's see if we can connect with Kai or Chai and give some tips for that 9th of July. It's 3 days. All right, so some last minute tips. Here we go. Hello, Kai.
Hey. Hello, Adrian. How are you?
Oh, this is Chayani.
Yes.
Ah, you have a different name today. How are you?
I'm doing good, but I'm a bit nervous because my exam is getting closer.
That's okay. Be less nervous when your exam is getting closer. Do you know why? And this is an important tip for everybody. So, as your exam is getting closer, you should actually be less nervous. Why do you think that is, Chayani?
Mm, because I have like a struggle in the two areas like writing and reading. So I just have done my mock test before this class and I got 6.5 in this, sorry, in reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Chayani, the reason why you should be less nervous, and then before your exam, you shouldn't be nervous at all, is because you can't learn English in one day. Okay? So, I'm sure everybody knows this. Language is. It takes months, sometimes years, to really learn. So when you're just 1 or 2 days before your exam, you just have to feel that you did everything. You worked really hard, Chayani. You were in these classes regularly. You did a lot of practice. So there's not much that can happen in 2-3 days. Your English is fantastic. Just be the best version of you. Okay? Don't worry too much.
Okay, sir, I got you.
You got me, right? So
Yeah, I got you.
all right. You can't greatly improve your writing or your speaking or your reading in 2-3 days. So don't worry about it. Okay. Just be you.
Okay, sir.
All right. Let's practice a few. Let's practice a few questions here. Chayani, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner. May I see your identification?
Yes, here is my passport that I use for registration. Please have a look.
What's your full name?
My first name is Chayani Karunia and my last name is Putri. Please refer me as Yani.
Chani. Okay, Chani, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Do you work or study?
I am both as an undergraduate student on biotechnology major and I'm taking a part-time job as a chemistry tutor in a courses place.
Where do you live?
Currently, I live in a low-rises house that situated in the outskirts city of Jakarta called South Tangerang City with my nuclear family.
Let's talk about spending time in nature. Do you enjoy spending time in nature? Why or why not?
Yes, I do love to spend my mean time in natural landscape because it provides lots of trees and plants that can also boost my confidence and also can reduce my stress in the hustle of bustle of my university assignment. Before this exam, I went to a natural park just 10 minutes by foot and I enjoy the situation and also the atmosphere on there.
What are some activities you like to do when you are in nature?
When I'm in the green landscape, I usually do several activities like cycling bike, hiking, and also taking some of the natural views. Just like last December, I went for hiking and capture some of the pictures of the mountain that located in the West Java.
Okay, I'll stop there. All right, that was good, Chani. So I would say that would be about so far like a band 775. Okay, so you're definitely around the good to very good. So good to very good responses for those. You're nice and fluent, natural, good detail. couple of small mistakes with grammar here and there, or natural language. Okay, don't force the language, Chayani. So a little bit shorter. Your answers are almost perfect in their length and accuracy, but a little bit shorter. Let me explain to you one good example of this. So I asked you, do you enjoy spending time in nature? Why or why not? And you said, yes, I do love to spend my time in a natural landscape. In a natural landscape, sure, okay. And then you said it can boost my confidence and reduce my stress. And then you said in the hustle and bustle of university life. That was awkward. So don't try to force those expressions like hustle and bustle. It was kind of weird to say that. You should have just stopped with and reduce my stress, and then just give a very simple example, like after a tough day I went for an hour hike in the hills near my home. Okay, so just a little bit simpler. Chayani, just be you. Don't force those idioms. You'll do just fine without that, okay? All right?
Okay, agreed.
Because if you misuse those idioms or use them in awkward ways, then they're kind of like, they make the examiner, especially if it's a native speaker, they'll make them cringe, like, ugh. Okay, so don't make them cringe. All right? So just repeat after me, Chayani. So it can boost my confidence and reduce my stress. After a tough day, I went for an hour hike in the hills near my home.
Yes, I do love to spend my mean time in a natural landscape. It can boost my confidence and reduce my stress. In fact, after a tough day, I went for an hour hike in the hills near my home.
Okay, much better than that weird hustle and bustle of university. Hustle and bustle of university it's awkward for sure, in my world anyway. Okay, so Chayani, like I say, I think you're doing great, and it sounds to me like you are confident. So you're maybe a little bit nervous, but you definitely sound confident. So take that confidence with you over the next few days, and just be you. Remember that you already did every step that you can to get to this point. So you have been studying lots, you have been studying regularly, you've been with me for months and months with your classmates. So just be you, okay? Nothing's going to change in 3 days, all right?
All right, sir. I have a question regarding for IELTS exam. So in my exam on 9 July, that will be speaking early in the morning, and it is the face-to-face version. So how I can tackle my intonation and the loud of my voice, because I will using mask on that exam.
Very good question. So you have to use a mask. Okay. What time is it? You said it's early in the morning. What's the exact time?
It is, I think it's around 11 to 11:20. So I need to spend 20 minutes.
11:20, Chayani, in my world is late morning, but okay, I guess for some people it might be early morning. So that's late morning. Well, first of all, make sure to get a good night's sleep. Wake up at around, I don't know how far you have to go, but wake up at around 8. Get your brain going. When you are speaking with a mask on, first of all, what kind of mask are you going to wear?
It is. Okay. I think it's like a regular mask that I use every day. It's not a silicone type.
Okay. Just make sure it's a mask that you're comfortable in, that you can breathe in, that you can talk in, okay? So if you use it every day and you're used to talking with it, then that's good, okay? Just make sure that it doesn't make you uncomfortable, doesn't suffocate you. That's not a good position to be. So, you know, if you're spending $200, $300 in an IELTS exam, it might not be a bad idea to spend, you know, 10, 20 bucks on a high quality mask that you can easily speak through as well, right? So keep that in mind. And when you're speaking with the mask on, it's very important, everybody, and everybody who has this situation, keep your hands in front of you, okay, Chayani? So don't put your hands under the table, don't cross your hands. So keep your hands in front of you when you're in the face-to-face situation, and really try to use your hands to encourage your mouth and your brain to emphasize your language, and kind of give an extra 5% loudness and minus 10% speed for you, Chayani. okay? Because Chayani, you tend to speak quickly. And if you have a mask on and you're speaking quickly and you're not speaking loudly, it just sounds like, I love spending time in nature. I like to go there with my friends because it's a stress buster. And it's like, whoa, whoa, what's going on, right? So you really have to kind of speak a little bit slower, articulate more, and speak nice and loud. Keep in mind that you have that mask in front of you, okay?
So the role of the body language can relate the how it is loud my voice, even though I'm using mask.
Absolutely. Body language is strongly connected to our speech, to our intonation, to our enunciation. And you definitely see public speakers that use their hands tend to project their voice. So use your hands, move your hands, keep an open body posture, sit up straight, and that will help you to project your voice through your mask. Eye contact is also more important when you have a mask on, okay?
Okay, Adrian, I got it.
All right, great. Chayani, the best of luck on the 9th. Make sure to come back tomorrow in the members chat class and practice some reading as well, okay?
Yes, absolutely, Adrian.
Okay.
Thank you for your insight.
You're very welcome, Chayani. Practice with a mask. Have you been practicing with a mask?
Never before, to be honest.
Okay, make sure to practice with a mask at least a few times over the next couple days with somebody, okay, with a speaking partner. Or if it's through the website, then just tell the person, like if you're talking to Fuang or Angel, say, I'm just wearing a mask, so you might hear that, but I'm practicing with a mask, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, sounds good. Bye, Chayani.
Okay, bye, Adrian. See you.
All right, look at all that good luck that Chayani's getting from all your classmates who have been with you through your English journey, Chayani. So I'm sure that Fuang, Domenico, Elizabeth, and so many others, Carolina, are fingers crossed, making sure that hopefully you get a great score. I'm sure you'll be fine, Chinese. So you'll let us know. Okay, Angel. Yes, you can. Angel is one of our members. Let's give Angel a chance here. Are you ready? Okay. We've got time, students. So you will be able to volunteer here. Angel?
Sir,
Hi, Angel. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. My younger brother is visiting from out of town, and I haven't seen him in a while, so it's fun.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you up to, Angel, these days? What are you doing?
As always, I'm practicing for my IELTS exam.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
can you remind me why you're doing the IELTS, Angel?
Yes, sir. Because I'm planning to get my PhD degree in Canada or England. Because of that, I need to get my IELTS certificate.
And please, can you tell me again, what is your PhD specialization?
Yes, it's psychology.
Oh, okay. I should remember that because that's my major, psychology. Good. What area specifically in psychology?
Um, Sir, my bachelor was in clinical psychology, and my master was personality psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're continuing with that in your PhD, I'm guessing, right?
Honestly, I would like to continue clinical psychology because I
Okay.
think it's more better for me.
So you're planning to be a therapist in the future? Like a
Yes,
psychologist therapist, right? Like a clinical psychologist.
yes, sir. I would like to have my own clinic in the future,
That's awesome.
and yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let me help you in that journey a bit. I will ask you some questions about spending time in nature. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right, here we go. What are some activities you like to do when you are in nature?
Um, there is a wide range of activities that we can do in nature. For instance, camping, which is my favorite activity, and also installing a tent in the middle of a wooded area with friends brings a lot of joy and uplift the spirit. And another option is picnicking. Um, I must confess, I do love picnicking with my loved ones, cooking our favorite food, and watching the breathtaking scene of the trees and plants, as well as breathing
How
the
often do you
perspective.
have the opportunity to spend time in nature?
Um, to tell the truth, currently I have tons of things to do as I'm preparing for the IELTS. So it's extremely difficult to manage my time and have free time to spend in nature. However, as I live in a coastal region and this situation enables me to go for a brisk walk once or twice a week. Just yesterday, I went for walking with my mother on the beach.
Okay. Good and bad. So you have lots of good language there. Your band score would be band 8, 7.5, 8. I'm leaning towards 8. Some examiners might lean towards a 7.5. I think you can get an 8.5. I think you might even be able to get a band 9 with a couple of small
There,
adjustments.
I could say, for example, as I live in a coastal region, I have opportunities to go for a brisk walk along the coastline.
Yeah.
Good weather.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that. So you have lots of vocabulary. You have lots of fluency. The main aspect of your communication that we need to adjust a little bit is the content of what you're saying. So first of all, do not overspeak. Okay, don't give too much information. So find that end to your idea or your thoughts, and then stop and wait for the next question. That's why I had to interrupt you on that first question, because you just kept talking, and I was like, okay, there's no end to this, so I have to interrupt you. I feel bad interrupting you, but my job is to ask you part 2, part 3, and to do that, I have to interrupt when a candidate just keeps talking and talking. So don't take it personally. It's nothing personal, and this isn't just for you, Angel, it's for everybody. In order to avoid awkward communication where the examiner is interrupting you often, just make sure you find the end of what you're saying. Okay, Angel?
Okay, sir.
All right. So when I asked you what are some activities you like to do when you're in nature, you said there is a wide range of activities we can do in nature. In part 1 especially, Angel, don't refer to we, us, or people. The questions are generally about you, okay? And especially when you hear that pronoun in the question you, like what are some activities you like to do in nature, then you have to say I. So I was kind of surprised when you said we. I'm like, oh, you mean you. So there's a wide range of activities I can do in nature, right?
Yes, sir.
For instance, camping, which is my favorite activity. And then you started talking about the tent, right? Too much detail, okay? And the issue, and pay attention to this, everybody, especially those of you who are going for those band 8s, band 9s. And Angel, I know you're going for a high band score, because for psychology PhD, communication is extremely important. So you want to get a high score as possible on the IELTS. And 8.59 even, for sure, if possible. So when we go into a lot of detail, we also often make mistakes. And that happened when you started to talk about the tent here. So for instance, camping, which is my favorite activity, just for learning purpose, do you know what the verb is when you build a tent? We don't actually say build a tent. There's a special word for that. It starts with a P. So something, a tent. It's P. Do you know what the baseball player who throws the ball to the batter, you know what he's called? What is it?
Peach?
Pitch. Exactly.
Pitch.
You pitch a tent. Okay.
I know, but I forgot it. I'm so sorry.
Wow, no, don't apologize to me, right? I think so. With the examiner, it's kind of like, well, it's just -1 for lexical resource, right? So there's no sorries and thank yous. It's just +1, -1, right? So, but you can avoid getting yourself into that situation by not tunneling too far into details. Do you get what I'm saying? Right?
Yes.
So instead, you can just say, for instance, camping, which is my favorite activity. I do at least a couple times a year. And I also often go for a picnic with my family to enjoy delicious food and wine. Okay? So, and then just stop, especially part one. Once your brain starts to really get comfortable and all of the parts of your mind are working 100%, then by the time you get to part two, part three, you might go into a bit more detail and using a bit more vocabulary. But part one, just answer, explain, example, wait for the next question. Okay, Angel?
Okay, sir.
All right. Just try to repeat this after me. So there's a wide range of activities I can do in nature. For instance, camping, which is my favorite. I do that at least a couple times a year. Also, I often go for a picnic with my family to enjoy delicious food and wine. What are some activities you like to do when you're in nature?
There is a wide range of activities that I can do in nature. For instance, camping, which is my favorite activity, I do at least a couple of times a year. And I also often go for a picnic with my family to enjoy delicious food and wine.
Okay. And then that way, that's great. So that would be a band 9 with that fluency, that pronunciation. That's a band 9. Okay. And then that way, I don't have to take a mark away for not knowing that it's pitch a tent. So, or pitching a tent. Okay. All right.
Jotted.
All right. Okay. So that's what you want to do, Angel. You're doing great. Keep practicing. Okay. Keep volunteering, and we can definitely connect now. So it's great. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, sir, for your helping. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank you so much.
more than welcome. Bye, Angel. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, sir.
All right. That was Angel. Thumbs up. All right. Very good. Again, students, volunteer with each other. So once I give you some feedback, like Chayani, Angel, I've given you some feedback, practice it. So Chayani, if you're still in the class, or Angel, if you're still hanging out, you can ping each other now and say, hey, Chayani, I know you got an exam coming up. Can you practice with me? Pay attention to what I'm saying as well. Okay. Let's see if Fuang is around. Fuang, are you ready? Okay. So again, the website, aehelp.com, premium course, use the chat interface, practice with each other, use the course, use the videos. You will improve, okay? Eshwar, don't give up. If nobody's replying to you on the site, just stay the course. I'm sure if you message a couple people, somebody will respond. I know that a lot of people do, okay? Hi, Fuang. Hi, how are you?
I'm a little bit exhausted, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm doing good. Sorry, what you're a little bit exhausted, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
just
sir.
repeat after me, Fuang. I'm a bit exhausted.
I'm a little bit exhausted.
No, simpler. I'm a bit exhausted.
I'm a bit exhausted.
Okay, good. Okay, repeat after me. Egg.
Egg.
Like the egg that you have for breakfast, right? Egg.
Egg.
Zost.
Zort.
Zost.
Zort.
Zost.
Zort.
Exhaust.
Exhaust.
Exhausted.
Exhausted.
Much better, okay? Lots of pronunciation practice like that, Fuang. All right, Fuang, are you ready for some part 1 questions?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. What benefits do you think people can gain from spending time in natural environments?
Spending time outdoors can provide a host of benefits on both mental and physical well-being of humans, such as reducing stress and increasing happiness, stronger immune system, lesser anxiety, and better sleep or boosting muscle development. That's why I spend at least 3 to 4 hours a day doing outdoor activities such as running or gardening to rest my mind.
Do you prefer spending time in nature alone or with others, and why?
I prefer immersing myself in greenery with others, especially with my friends and the ones who I love, because humans are just community creatures. Enjoying by myself would be so desolated. So that would be great if I had someone to chit chat while dipping myself in greenery. Last month, my friend and I had a barbecue picnic along the river in Dallas City, camping, and we had a great time enjoying nature together.
All right, I'm going to stop there, Fong. Those are awesome answers. Did you practice those before the class?
Um, I try to look at the questions first, sir.
Good for you. That's a great way to practice, and I can tell, Fuang. So, really nice composition, really nice paraphrasing and use of the questions. So let me just jump back to this one here. What benefits do you think people can gain from spending time in natural environments? And you used a lot of really good paraphrasing to reflect both of these questions. That would get you some really high band scores. So those scores would get you, or sorry, those responses, Fuang, would get you a band 8 to 8.5. The only aspect that's stopping you from getting a band 9 is the pronunciation. So just with a little bit clearer, smoother pronunciation and enunciation, you will get a band 9 with those kinds of responses. Okay. First of all, you said spending outdoors can provide lots of benefits, both mental and physical. I love how you recognized that, oh, this is one of those situations where we have the body and the mind, right? And again, students, just keep these general truths always in front of you, right? So humans can benefit physically, can benefit mentally, can benefit monetarily, right? With money, for instance, in some cases. So just these kind of big ideas. And you did a really good job introducing that concept, Fuang, and then explaining how a person can, be better mentally and physically. And then you threw in a nice, simple example to emphasize your explanation. And then you stopped and waited for my next question. Your fluency was perfect, by the way. So overall, very, very good. Good paraphrasing in the next question. Immersing myself in greenery. Really nice English, meaning being surrounded by trees and bushes and shrubs and nature, right? So very, very nice. Fong, that was great. Any questions about the speaking?
Yes, sir. I think the problem with my pronunciation, that's I can speak Chinese, sir. So that's a little bit hard for me to pronounce in English correctly.
Yeah, so it has to do a lot with the training of our brain and then the training of the muscles of the tongue, the mouth, the throat, right? So it's like learning to do the splits. Do you know what the splits is, Fuang? So learning to do the splits.
No, sir.
Okay, the splits, I'm going to draw it on screen here. The splits is when we can put our legs kind of out to the side like that, like we can go horizontal. Gymnasts do it, right? Okay, so splits is like that, when we can just, okay, that's called splits in English. Splits. Can you do the splits, Fuang?
Yes, I do a lot, sir, because I've been practicing in traditional Chinese dancing for these 3 years, so I do a lot of
splits. Okay. But it took practice, right? Like you had to practice a lot. But it wasn't like, hey guys, check this out, I'm going to do the splits, right? So it probably took you a fair bit of practice, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pronunciation is the same idea. So when we do the splits, we have to train the muscles, the ligaments, the bones, the joints to be able to do that. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Pronunciation is the same. So the way that our tongue is able to move, it takes practice. So just like how at the beginning I was showing you how to pronounce the word exhausted, you want to do that kind of pronunciation practice as much as possible, Fuang, okay? Because your English is great, so just really focus on mastering the right way to articulate those sounds. And I know you're doing it. I just want to encourage you to do it even more, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, bye, Fuang. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Have a nice day, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, that was Fuang. Awesome. Okay. Do not try to do the splits at home suddenly. Go, hey, I want to try that. Adrian, I can't walk. Why did you tell me to do the splits? I did not tell you to do the splits. I said pronunciation is like practicing to do the splits. It takes time, and you have to retrain the muscles or train the muscles of the mouth and the tongue and the lips. Okay? All right. Okay, let's take somebody else. Let's take our premium student, Riyadh, here. Riyadh, we haven't heard from you in a while. Riyadh is a premium student of our course. I'm sure he's using it every single day to make his English and communication better. Riyadh, are you ready? If you are, let me know. We'll jump into some of these later questions of part 1. All right. Thank you so much, volunteers, so far. You're doing a fantastic job from all over the world. Right? Phuong was in Vietnam just now. Okay, Riyadh, here we go. Hi, Riyadh.
Hello, sir.
Long time no speak. How have you been?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to my best because my exam is trying to knock at the door. So that's why I'm busy with my studies.
Are you telling me
But I'm not.
your exam is knocking at your door?
Yes, sir. It may August 14th August upcoming.
14th of August. Well, you got a little bit of time. You still got a month and a week. So, but yes, it's nearby. So, so just so I can help everybody understand what you're saying here, Riyadh. Riyadh is saying my exam is knocking at my door. When it's knocking at your door, like that's an expression in English saying it's nearby, it's close in time or proximity. So, the exam is close in time. Okay. All right. Riyadh, well, it's good that you're practicing. Are you practicing every day?
Yes, sir. Definitely. I practice each and every sounds. Try to my best effort, and I think it will be happen in the it shall be happen in the 14th August.
All right, for sure. Okay, Riyadh, well, let me get into a couple of questions with you about spending time in nature. It's kind of a hot topic. You never know. You might get it in your upcoming test. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Have you ever had any memorable experiences or adventures while spending time in nature?
Well, I'm a bit of
Riyadh, are you there? Did I suddenly lose you? Right when you were answering, Riyadh. What happened there? You look like you're still online with me. Riyadh, can you hear me? I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe you lost your signal or a dropped signal. Yeah, AJ, it looks like we lost him. I'm not sure what happened. Riyadh, I'm going to hang up and try to call you again, okay? So, let's see. I'll try calling you again. Okay, not to worry, Riyadh. You've got lots of chances if it doesn't happen. August is still a little ways off. Let me try to bring you again. Let's give Riyadh a second chance here. Maybe it was just a dropped call.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Yeah, I am, Riyadh. Hi.
Sir, there are some networking issues. That's why I cannot hear you appropriately.
Yeah, I figured it was some networking issue. It's okay, Riyadh. Let's try one more time. Let's just jump right into the question. So, have you ever had any memorable experiences or adventures while spending time in nature?
Yes, I had been a memorable time when I was visiting my cousin's home in his wedding. And that was last summer when my college vacation. I and my family went there for a couple of days, and we had a road accident on the road. That's why we're very stuck on the road, and some people are really injuries, and some of the couple of are died there. And I think it was a great memorable day for me.
Are there any challenges or obstacles you face when trying to spend time in nature? And if so, what are they?
Uh, I think there are many obstacles when I adventure in the outskirts of my city. Just I told anyone that in my road that I was walking and cycling cycling there, and there are some pit holes over there. And when while cycling, it was very injurious for every person. Just
Okay, let me give you some feedback. Okay, so far that would be about a band 5.5 to 6. Okay, so you're kind of moderate English to fluent English. And I think you can get a 6.5. You have to change the content of what you're saying a little bit and focus more on answer, explanation, example. Really focus on the question, Riyadh. So the question
yeah.
is, have you ever had any memorable experiences or adventures while spending time in nature? What is the tense of this question? So what's the verb tense? Have you ever had
Uh,
any?
uh, with present perfect.
Yeah, it's present perfect. So again, when it's present perfect like this, as I often say, you need to answer in present perfect. And the simplest way to do that right away is just to say, yes, I have. Okay. So
Yes,
just repeat after me. Yes, I have.
yes, I had.
Yes, I have had some adventures in nature.
Yes, I had.
Had some adventures in nature.
Yes, I had adventures in some nature.
I have had. Here, the second had is the past participle. So, yes, I have had some adventures in nature.
Yes, I have had some adventures in the nature.
Okay. Now, you told me that when you were visiting your cousin for his wedding last summer during your college break, your family got into a road accident. All right. How is that connected to nature, Riyadh?
Mm, I think it was uh, no connection between them. Uh,
Okay.
but
If
I
there's no
cannot really
connection,
understand.
if there's no connection, Riyadh, that means that you're going off topic. And then
Of
the
topic.
examiner is not able to give you marks, or they will mark you as incoherent. And that will lower your score a lot, right? You have to always focus on this topic of nature, right? So this is some kind of
Yeah,
an adventure in nature. So if you remember
yeah,
your road accident, if there were trees around you, like you're not in the city, or there's a desert around you, or some nature around you, then you can connect
yeah,
the
yeah.
two. So you can say, yes, I have had some adventures in nature last year when I drove to my cousin's wedding. My family and I got into a road accident on the highway, and we had to walk along the forest for 10 kilometers to get help. Okay, we were surrounded by unfamiliar trees, forests, and wildlife. It was a bit unnerving. Okay, So
Yes.
connect it to nature. Always connect. Always make sure that you're staying on the topic, and reflect the grammar of the question. So I'm going to say this again and repeat after me. Everybody repeat after me and make sure that you're always on topic. Okay, Riyadh, are you ready? I'm going to say it. Just listen and then repeat after. Here we go. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I have had some adventures in nature. Last year when I drove to my cousin's wedding with my family, I got in a road accident on the highway and we had to walk along the forest for 10 kilometers to get help. We were surrounded by unfamiliar trees, wildlife, and it was a bit unnerving. Okay. Have you ever had any memorable experiences or adventures while spending time in nature?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have had some adventures in nature. Last year, when I drove to my cousin's wedding, my family and I got into a road accident on the highway. We had to walk along the forest for 10 kilometers to get help. We were surrounded by unfamiliar trees, forests, and wildlife. It was a bit unnerving.
Unnerving. Unnerving. Just repeat after me, Riyadh. Unnerving. Riyadh, are you there? Did we lose Riyadh again? All right, Riyadh, it sounds like you had a network connection issue there again, and we might have lost you, but not to worry because you got to the end of it. So, Riyadh, thumbs up. Thank you so much for volunteering. That was great. And I'm glad that that network connection error on your end happened at the very end there once you got your repetition done. So that was good. Students, this chat interface is for all of you. It's for all of you to speak, not just to me, but with each other. Look at all of you beautiful people who are volunteering and wanting to speak. I'm out of time. I have to go. But maybe you don't. Maybe you have a chance to speak with somebody else on the website. Use the questions that are up here for you. Okay, there's lists and there's lots of them. There's 15 scripts at the top there, 3 in each. Okay, thank you so much, volunteers. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the class. Thumbs up to all of you. You did a fantastic job and you've learned a lot, I think, from each other and from the tips that I gave you. So take these forward with you and practice them. Okay. Again, to join our premium IELTS course, just simply click the big red button that's right above my head there. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. Really doesn't cost a lot of money to get structured, effective help for your upcoming test. We're an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center. You're in excellent hands learning with us and through our websites. We've been in the game for over a decade, and we lead in IELTS education online for sure. Thank you, Mingmar, Ubadulayev, Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back with reading for members, and we'll do listening section part 1 and part 2 for our subscribers. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's free. Okay. Until then, aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com. Check out the websites, log on, do what you need to do, come back tomorrow and be with me here in class. Thank you so much. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria for now. Much love to all of you, wherever you are. Bye.